There was an agreement, call it whatever you want to call it, but the reality is that spirit, that soul, died on the surgery table and I came in.
Okay.
So what happened during surgery, there was a soul exchange. Many call it a walk-in, but to me, labels aren't important. They're overrated. So what happened is the body died, went totally flatlined for the third time. He left the body, and I came in.
Wow. Welcome to the Delicious Alignment and the Art of Abundance podcast. We cover topics related to health, wealth, and happiness from a spiritual and metaphysical point of view. I'm your host, author, and intuitive coach, Rhonda Ryder. So I've pretty much taken the month of April off from the podcast and from working, except working with my coaching clients. We traveled to Colorado Springs to visit my son and his girlfriend. I rented a big house. We went to the zoo. We went to Rocky Mountain National Park, which was so gorgeous. We hiked. We played board games because my son loves to play board games. And it was really a wonderful vacation, family reunion. And I also went to the Abraham Hicks workshop in Denver. Great way to start your vacation off on a positive note. And when I came back, I received the guidance. I've been feeling this way for a while to move to 2 episodes per month instead of 4 episodes per month for as long as that continues to feel good. Because, just following what feels good, following the old intuition, that's what really works. I've found every time, even if it doesn't make sense at first, and lots of times it doesn't make sense. And I follow it anyway because I'm connected to infinite wisdom, just like you are connected to infinite wisdom. And infinite wisdom source knows what's my next best step, even if it's just taking a walk or taking a nap. And there are no mistakes. You can't get it wrong. Everything is happening for you. I'm really excited to bring you this special interview today. You'll no doubt see the surprise on my face when my guest, William Linville, discusses being a walk-in in 1996, a concept where he claims his current consciousness entered his body during a gastric bypass surgery, which was a very barbaric procedure back in those days. He talks about how the original soul died 3 times on the operating table, and after the original soul departed for good, the new soul walked into the body. The new William came out of that surgery with a body weighing over 425 pounds, malnourished and unable to walk. After so many doctors told him there was nothing more they could do for him, he eventually found an energy healer in California who helped him. His physical pain started to go away. He got physically and emotionally healthy and started to walk again. William also talks about the dynamics of his relationships with his then wife and kids post his soul transition, if you will, and how his new identity affected these relationships. I know this sounds like a movie. It really does, but talking to William, I was just very impressed, and I can't even explain the experience. It was profound. So I hope you get the same vibe. We also discuss his experiences and memories from other dimensions and his insights on universal consciousness and what happens after we transition. You want to make sure you stay till the end, where William guides me through 2 beautiful processes that you can easily follow along with to feel a healing, or at the very least relax and feel super calm and yummy. Let's get started. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the guests and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the show, its host, or the companies they represent. Hello, William.
Hi, how are you, beautiful?
I'm doing great. Excited about talking to you today.
And likewise, it's such an honor and such a blast to get to connect together.
Yes, absolutely. We don't know what we're going to talk about, and I don't think that's a problem at all.
I don't either by any means. It's really whatever comes up that you run with, flow with, and have a lot of fun with.
Yes, yes, whatever wants to be expressed today. I just want to learn more about your journey, and maybe you could start there. Just let me know how you got into doing what you're doing now.
Yeah, absolutely. It started in on December 20th, 1996, when I came into the body. It was during a surgical procedure.
Okay,
Really,
okay. Sorry, can I just ask a question? So, what do
yeah,
you mean by came into the body? Because
yeah.
96, you were probably already in physical form. So, what do you mean?
The body died. I'm what you would call a walk-in. My body died, the body, December 20th, 1996, around 3 p.m. in the afternoon. The soul that inhabited this body, he knew when he was going into surgery that it wasn't coming out. So what happened is he died 3 times on the surgery table. There was an agreement, call it whatever you want to call it, but the reality is that spirit, that soul, died on the surgery table and I came in.
Okay.
So what happened during surgery, there was a soul exchange. Many call it a walk-in, but to me, labels aren't important. They're overrated. So what happened is the body died, went totally flatlined for the third time. He left the body, and I came in.
Wow. Okay, so that's a first for me to interview somebody saying that, and I love it. I'm not intimidated by it or freaked out by it. I know some of the people that are not into this stuff would be like, "What?" But we love that conversation here at Delicious Alignment. Give me those curveballs. Wow. But your name was William, the body's name was William
Yeah.
Linville. So you still have that name. And you're
Yes.
saying that that gentleman, that entity, whatever, died. And then you're a different soul or
Or
whatever.
be
We don't care about labels, but
they came in on the surgery table. So what
yeah.
happened was I opened my eyes for the first time later that afternoon, and there was the most amazing. This was in San Diego, California, on the seventh floor of Mercy Hospital. Opened my eyes to the most amazing sunset that he had ever seen, I had ever seen on. But it doesn't matter walk in or not, but that's when my journey began.
Can I just ask you a few questions about that
Anything at all, sweet?
specific? So you were already married at that point?
The body was, yeah. The old will was, yeah.
Yes. And
And he
did
had,
you have, how did that work with your wife?
I can't say it was a walk in the park, but what happened was I knew, call it body memories. I knew everyone's name. I knew his mother's name, his wife's name, his child's name of his siblings, all of that. So there was the common subpsyche and conscious mind memory that came with the body. Was there an underlying magnetic connection with them? No. I just knew who everyone was, who I'll call it played what part. Okay, you're the wife, you're the mom, okay, you're the grandma, okay, you're the sister, the brother, okay, you're the offspring. And it was really quite interesting because many will run into this. There's like a deep underlying magnetic connection to your siblings, to your parents, to your relatives biologically, but also through the DNA from a magnetic resonance that is an undercurrent from the soul level in the body. And it's what you would call what I call the family monad: mother, brother, sister, father, blah, 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 blah. There's all these magnetics connected. So when I came in, those magnetics, they were afraid, they were dissolved. Although I knew who they were from a physical standpoint, but not so much like best of buddies. There wasn't like an undercurrent emotional engagement from any of the above, which was really alarming at first. It's okay, how does this work? I see this, I see that, I hear this, I hear that, on and on. But I was totally separate from it. It's almost like being a stranger stepping into a different life.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. Yeah.
And it was really bizarre, and there was no one there, Rhonda, to explain to me what was going on, what's going on here, what's going on there, how things work, on and on. So yeah, I put on the shoes and kept running and hopping, and there was love there. There just wasn't the emotional sort of attachment quality of like how you're supposed to feel, how you're supposed to act, how you're supposed to react. It was just, okay, I get it. Yeah,
Wow. Do
yeah.
you have any? I have just so many questions about this part.
Oh, anything else?
Do you have any memory of before you came into
I
this
do.
body, like what it was like? Yes.
Uh-huh.
Could you share?
Yeah, I remember Orion. I remember Pleiades. I remember what it was like to, even as creator consciousness, just to be constantly expanded and expanding. But what was like just to be without any definition at all. I remember all the rungs of honor. I remember all the, at that time, there was the karmic grid, the karmic lattice work. There was the halls of karma. I remember all of that, including Sananda, the Magdalena, the Mary, and Francis of Assisi. I remember the Pleiadians, the Orions, the the Ashtar, the Abraham, on and on, cry, and just source consciousness as a whole.
So, when you say you remember, do you remember having, well, like you didn't have a physical body, but do you remember
It's
having
more,
some sort of relationship, communication
yeah,
with these
totally.
entities, or?
Totally. It was almost like, if you can take the best way I could probably explain it for understanding is like you take two clouds, right? They're not solid, and you merge through, one goes through another. It was like that. There was nothing solid or nebulous, but it is emerging and running
Yeah.
through.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
But there was still no form, something that rock. There's nothing solid at all. Everything was consciousness emerging at different vibratory levels of that consciousness that would intermingle, intermesh, but then go through one another.
Yeah.
Fun. And it wasn't like some big giant mission, something to accomplish. None of that stuff existed. It was truly a merge, a marriage, an integration, period, where you would move through, you would meld through, but no longer, not like a confinement. It was more an expression.
Wow.
And a lot of frequencies, tones, particles of light, but where you would just, it was so nebulous that you still had, this is me, not that you really have a me. You have a pitch, a frequency, a tone that is really seriously what you look like, even in a body on a planet. You still are that presence. Once we get past childhood issues, traumas, PTSD, whatever it may be for you individually, abuse or neglect, on and on, it's still that merging in that you are, until you decide, wait, I'm not that identity nor person that I've been told or treated like you were supposed to be. It was more and more such a merging and melding right through it all.
Mm. Wow. Because I often think about What happens after you transition? Do you lose the individuation? And that always bothers me a little bit. Do I just become part of the whole? Like, it's the ego, right? I've heard you talk about the ego. I listened a little bit to your stuff, your podcasts. Yeah.
When you first step out, Rhonda, if I was to see you when you stepped out of the body, you still have the outline of Rhonda. Rhonda likes this, Rhonda doesn't like that, she enjoys this, she doesn't enjoy that. Like all of your, what you're calling individuality, you still have those. And then you start going through your life reviews. You start resolving all this stuff that has kept you contained into a physical form. So when you step out at first, that's why there's been, even the last few years, all the hype around ghosts. There's a ghost show for everyone, including your little poodle with an afro. You have those shows of what the life beyond the physical, life beyond death. But then with each step you take, you start dissolving that magnetic resonance that gave you that form that you were still identified with. So by the time you've gone through all of your life reviews, each and every journey that you're visiting, you start losing your form. So now when I talk to Rhonda, beyond the beautiful female, the beautiful form, the blah, 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 now you look like a nebulous facet of quadrillions of particles of light. You no longer still have the magnetics that hold you into a shape beyond the physical of a divine feminine.
Yeah.
Even in the physical, it's interesting because you hear the divine feminine, the divine masculine, on and on, but you so much overcome, you supersede, you go beyond all those fragmentations to where eventually there's Rhonda from the frequencies and tones of the divine beyond the physical, to where now anything and everything that you would have identified with in the physical form is dissolved because you're no longer being held back or down by those magnetic resonances.
I love that. That is very comforting to me. I think more than ever any answer I've ever gotten on this question. It really resonates, and gosh, that's so beautiful. I want to take a quick second to make sure you know about a few free gifts I have for you, including my Love Your Body, Love Your Life online course, which includes over 20 short videos based on my 5 steps to loving your body and making peace with food. There are other free goodies for you as well when you go to deliciousalignment.com/resources. If you would like more one-on-one support, I am here for you. Simply go to deliciousalignment.com/coaching to book a private coaching session or a coaching package to get started loving your body and your food now. Back to the interview. So going back to 3D reality, when you came back, when you entered this body as a walk-in, you had to establish for the first time a relationship with your wife. What was that like?
It was interesting because at that state, you are particles of light. You're particles of love. You haven't been dumbed down to, okay, it's got to look like this, it's got to look like that, it's supposed to be this way, that way, or the other way, on and on. And the love was already present. You would share, you would talk about whatever, however, whenever, or whatever's going on in the home, what's going on with the children, what's going on with the family monad, and where you're there, but you're able to hold a conversation, especially from the old will memories. You're still able to hold a dialogue about, it could be finding gas money, it could be taking care of whatever needs to be taken care of, mowing the lawn or doing this, that, or the other. You still have your practicum of how to do from the body memories that I had. I knew how to function in that realm where he was at when I stepped in and he stepped out. of what you would call his normal perception of reality and how you're able to hold a conversation, a dialogue. Now, the part that's missing once again was the charge. So you could sit there, they can call you an elephant with three trunks. And it's like, oh, okay. I'm not an elephant with three trunks, but hey, whatever floats your boat. So where you're not taking it and personalizing it.
Mm-hmm.
And the relationship, in my view, became a lot better because they operated off anger, guilt, blame. They were both on disability, the old Will, including her. So they had a lot to talk about as far as symptomologies, ailments. Then I reached a state where I could start binding out all of her entities, energies, thought forms, on, because she was diagnosed as schizophrenic. So I was able to get to work, start binding all this stuff out of her to bring her into her wholeness. And in going as far as I could with her, and let's just say far as she was willing to go
Mm-hmm.
with her. Same with the mother, the brother, the sister, the nieces, the niece, nephews, and on. And I call it working with them from where they're at. But it wasn't like it wasn't an angst, it wasn't animosity. As a matter of fact, my current wife, she and I had dinner with all of them one New Year's Eve just to say hi, check in, and the best of buddies. And all right, namaste, have blast. And they went on with their journey as I ran on with mine, even meeting with the ex-partner when she had another partner. Hey, how you doing? It's like a big slap on the back. Great job. And so there's not that internalized animosity because that's all man ego made nonsense about how it should be, when it should be, where it should be, and being able to commune and connect with them as the beautiful facets that they are of and as creator expressing through carnate.
Okay. Wow. So then I guess you started, it sounds like, working with your immediate family,
Yeah.
and then you started branching out then to helping others. So how did that kind of
What
evolve?
happened is after I came in and going through all the, I guess I'd say the basics, the body started shutting down. So when the body went into surgery and I came out, the body was weighed over 425 pounds. So it was part of the Roux-en-Y gastric bypass surgery. That's why it was going to happen to help drop weight.
Okay, so that the operation where the original will
Step
transition was, it was a gastric bypass surgery that,
the Roux-en-Y
okay.
procedure. It's before they have the technology they have now. It was very barbaric. They take 1/4 of the stomach and build you a new stomach with the 1/4 of the stomach. And then they leave all the extra parts there just in case. But yeah, they took out they ended up doing the Roux-en-Y gastric bypass. So I had 1/4 of the stomach left, but not a lot of knowledge about how to function in a body on a planet. So what happened was the body ended up going into malnutrition and everything started shutting down in the body to where the body started eating itself away, like losing pounds like it was going out of style, losing weight. And then it ate away the myelin sheaths of the nerves and creating all this extreme pain within the body. And the extreme pain that was growing, never really going away, it just kept becoming more and more intense till eventually the body ate itself away to the point of now starting to eat away the organs. And I was told medically, okay, there's nothing more we can do for you. So, and I was in a wheelchair for 2.5 years, temporarily blind, basically one of those no hope scenarios. So they ended up sharing with me for the 8th time, there's nothing more we can do for you. So they said, basically, get your affairs in order and your body's going to die. Because the last 2 organs to go were the heart and the lungs. And the brain became fried to where I wouldn't remember saying, hi, Rhonda, eons of times. and where it went all the way into total complete meltdown and shutdown to where there was literally no hope left. And then I met someone in Escondido, California. It was like, if I ever had a mother, that would have been her. It was like there was all of this instantaneous familiarity, connection. And what happened from there, they had a company called the Balanced Living Foundation. What happened from there is one system, after a lot of energy work, a lot of talking things through, resolving, working with kinesthetics like kinesiology and muscle testing, being able to turn the corner. And as the corner got turned, the ability to walk came back, the pain started dying away. It was an awesome journey. Even with the extreme pain, it was like, okay, if this, I started being presented from the ascended host realms and the archangelic realms, these different ways of seeing things. Like, if this was normal, would there be a problem? So if pain was normal, would you even recognize it as pain? So I started getting more and more into that, and where things started taking on all these different loads, roles, journeys, where it was like one burning away, another burning away of all the old will memories, to where at that point I started to happen. And when I started to happen, it's like things started really gathering traction, momentum, movement, where it was like this whole it's like the critical mass was crossed, and then the body started rebuilding itself with my assistance.
When you say I started to happen, what do you mean by that?
That means I was able to fully come in, sweeping out the decks, the cellars, the attic of all of the old will memories, his old personas, perceptions. And when that started, it was like a burning away, a melting away, to where I could come in, I could come forward. And all of his old memories, I'd say pretty much all, but there's still some that flash here and there, but was able to die off. And I was able to start integrating fully in the body without all the baggage that he had picked up on, bought into, from church to religion to his guilt, his anger, his resentment, all of his issues. I was able to address, supersede, overcome, dissolve, but also move out of the mind, the body, and the aura of the body, even from the Akashic record realms on, where I was able to fully come in and come through, to start gathering more and more momentum within and through the physical form.
Yeah. So obviously your body got better. So
yeah, it started healing at that point.
yeah. So you can walk now. You have your memory is intact, obviously. And your body is no longer malnourished.
No,
Yeah.
very healthy and happy, and now moving forth with a whole new journey, but my journey now, not the journey of the old will who vacated the premises. It was now my body, my mind, my world, to where now I work a lot and I play a lot with Brother Humanity, but then I'm doing constant one-on-ones, group events to really show you what you can do too, if you're willing to. It's not for the faint of heart, but it is about going direct as you remembering, unveiling, arising into the creator consciousness and the facet of creator that you are in this body on this planet.
Yes. Okay, great. So we're brought up to speed to current day.
Yeah.
Even though there's only now, but I've heard you talk about light, embodiment of light. We are light. I know I'm getting it wrong, the right verbiage that you use, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Can you talk about that? Who we really are is light, or?
Well, you're pure particles of creator consciousness. So you are that facet that you are of light as light. and going beyond light into pure unmanifest consciousness, into pure unmanifest consciousness of and as creator that is waking up to regain, reclaim, restabilize with yourself as the isness that you are, and now bringing yourself up to a state of becoming that isness that no longer has a duality, no longer has a polarity, even within and through the body. Your body has a gender, but you don't. So right now, you're within your body. You may have a female gender, you may have a male gender, but really, it's really arising to the point where you can see all of that for what it is. It's plumbing, no more, no less. But then it goes beyond the plumbing into now at a point of using that gender principle as another way to express love. So when you come with another, you come to heart and merge within and through the heart with another, where now it brings it up to a state where you have two hearts becoming one, but where you're opening up, you're emanating, animating, expressing two hearts together. And that's where you connect physically, whether it be male, female, male, it's so not important. The only part that really matters is that the hearts are coming together, now using your body as another conduit to express that love unto another in a very pure sense. Not just like a bunch of jackrabbits or something. It's that you're really expressing love now through that plumbing. To share with the most sacred gift, which is yourself, your heart, then the body with another.
Yes. So,
But not being raped by it either.
yeah. So we come here to remember who we really are. Would you agree with that statement?
And to wake up to who you are.
Yeah, to wake up to who you really are and
let everything else unravel from within you and around you.
that
is not you.
Yes.
And to die off, letting it, what doesn't complement you, leave, die off, and resolve and dissolve.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just curious, if you don't want to answer this, that's fine. But you mentioned you have children. How did they react to the new will?
Well,
if you will.
really well, actually.
Yeah.
Because remember when my current wife was talking to the ex-partner that came with the package, it's so awkward, but so humorous. She was saying the old partner is that, yeah, he was really a son of a gun and very angry, very blah, 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 blah. And even the children that they never knew where they stood with him, but they know where they stand with me. And the door is always open to all of them. But how happy they were, that character was gone. The one that they knew as their father, their husband, on and on. And now the relationships, whenever the door's always open for them, but the child chose to be and go down the route with their mom. It's not like they had to make a decision to be with me or them. They just wanted to go into her realm of consciousness. And still, we've gone miniature golfing, batting cages, hikes, camping out on the Great Salt Lake in Utah, the North Rim, actually, and the best of buddies.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
More than the other will was capable of.
Save the date. The Delicious Alignment and the Wisdom of Oprah event is happening. Ramona Gailey and I have a date and location for our one-day workshop in the Asheville area, October 19th, 2024. The location is only 15 minutes from the Asheville airport and close to the Biltmore, Black Mountain, Chimney Rock, Lake Lure, and much, much more. Asheville is a popular destination for art lovers, foodies, with so many delicious farm-to-table restaurants and wonderful live music, and of course, boutique shopping, not to mention beautiful hiking, my favorite, and scenic drives along the Blue Ridge Parkway, especially in October to see the magnificent fall foliage. About the workshop itself, Ramona Gailey receives her guides, Oprah, to answer your questions, And this is a hot seat format similar to one you would see at an Abraham Hicks workshop, but much smaller and more intimate, with ample opportunities to interact directly with Oprah and get your questions answered. And as the author of Delicious Alignment, How 25 Women Learn to Love and Transform Their Bodies Using Abraham Hicks and the Law of Attraction, I will facilitate a fun workshop on this day focused on self-love, body love, and appreciating our food unapologetically. So stay tuned for more details, including a registration page. And your body now that you inhabit, is that the operation was not reversed, I assume? You still have
It
just
was.
a, yeah, okay, and that's going well.
Yeah. I'm healthier now than ever. And continuing to move forth, run forth, explore forth, have more fun with it all. And more optimal health and well-being and homeostasis than ever.
Yeah.
It's so cool how the bodies work. They constantly regenerate, but where you're no longer, you're not limited by it, but you're able to enjoy it.
So what would you say to someone who is experiencing some physical pain and they don't know why, and the doctors this is a conversation that I was having with someone recently, and they
Yeah,
don't know why it's there. The doctors can't figure out necessarily what it is, and they're having this pain,
yeah. And what sort of pain?
back pain.
Yeah. First thing I would share with them, I would have them bring their biological mother out in front of them. Have them sit, put the mother right in front of them, have them sit back and take a breath, do a systems check in their body. Now, when they do that systems check in their body with their mother sitting there, I want them to really just focus on their mom. Then get in touch with what they're feeling, not the superficial, I love my mom, blah, blah, blah stuff. That's just superficial cognitive contemplation about how you're supposed to feel, blah, blah, blah. Right now, just sit there, do a body scan, locate how their body is responding right now with their mother and other feminine sitting out in front of them throughout their life. I would have them start to take each one of those divine feminines one by one. Number one, welcoming back all of their energy, all their power, all of their soul fragmentations back to themselves, cleared and purified. Then I would walk them through taking one divine feminine after the other, welcoming forth the ascended host realms, the archangelic realms, to walk those feminines home, because that's what's going on in their body right now. We can go medical, we can go alternative, we can go spiritual. To me, it's all a crapshoot. When you bring it back to yourself, that's where you're going to have your freedom from your pain.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at this, dear one, specifically, it has to do with overbearing divine feminines. And they're in a constant internalized battle and struggle within themselves to try to overcome it, supersede it, get it right. But it's hard to get something right when you have 30 different dear ones telling you what's right, and all the rights are different. So this is where they're going to really start to take their power back within their body, of their body now, not the body of how others have treated them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they're going to start feeling a heck of a lot more healthier within their body principle.
Mm.
There's a few males there, but they're males that have more female energy or presence about them.
Yes.
That's how they're going to be able to start going beyond the pains. I guess I'd say the pain symptomology for themselves personally.
Yes.
They're taking their power back, welcoming back all of their power, all their energy, their soul fragmentations back to themselves and within themselves, cleared and purified.
So Tell me about when you work with people. I usually talk about this at the end to give you an opportunity to share, but I just feel guided to
Yeah.
ask you what happens. Is this in sessions with people? Are you reading their energy and responding to their questions, such as that I just asked?
No, I don't play the reading energy game. What I do is I go right into them of what's really the cause of whatever they're struggling with. Some people I play with, they just want to go further. So we step it up and go further. We have them connect with the sun. It's connecting to their higher levels and then assisting them to break down, dissolve all the stuff that's been in their way, all the stuff that's been affecting their life stream. Like even with everyone, their brother wants to win the lottery, get all this cash or whatever, but there's times where the other side of them are saying money's evil, money is bad, it's blood money, blah, blah, blah. That's going to pay a major dividend on your lack of receiving abundance of money. So I go through you, I go through your self-psyche, I go through your soul level, your Akashic record realms. I go through all these different states within and through and for yourself and with yourself to be able to let things start to unfold within your outside. Well, I mean, starting with yourself as well, but starting to resolve, dissolve, move out all the blockages that have been playing out over here, playing out over there, all the things that are flickering and sparking off where there's not that instantaneous direct connectedness to where different can start to, it's like going beyond living the life of their dreams. It's living a life where it goes beyond their dreams to where stuff they can never even contemplate as a manifestation can start to come forth into their life stream.
Yeah, I love that. It's not even living your dreams, it's living beyond your dreams, because isn't that how it
Yeah,
works? Things happen that
aren't
I
they?
didn't even know I wanted that. I didn't even know that was available or
Huh. And then I want to know what I want, really, because you can, that's where manifesting becomes tricky because you manifest via what you've seen with your eyes, past, present, future, and through others' journeys on and on. But it's so limited here, Rhonda, that it's like you have no idea what you're really wanting beyond everything you've seen or experienced. Yeah, of course, obviously you want to be pain free. Okay, cool. But what's beyond that? So it's, hey, I want to know what I want. I want to know what else is available, not just what I've seen in the media or the spring catalog at Macy's or whatever. I want to know what is really available and accessible.
yes. So what is really available and accessible?
The love that is endless. And I don't mean that like another, I'm talking more like love, like true, pure, unconditional, unlimited, uncontained love coming from the whole universe to you, through you, but also from all around you. That major embracement of the wholeness of your being within and through the body, the embodiment, but then also endless data and information from the universal libraries of data and information and going beyond that into eventually all that is. And I really mean all that is, not just another metaphysical lingo, spiritual alphabet soup. I'm talking about the embodiment of your divinity with you as an of creator commanding, let there be light, and there is light. I'm talking about all of your life, body, mind, and you.
Yes. Wow.
Where there is no end, but no end to having a blast.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Do you have any tips or tricks to help us access more of that? And I actually was listening to a bit of your show. I don't know which one it was, but about we want to package everything. Give me the formula. Give me the steps. And that's what I'm doing right now is asking like for some steps or tips to go within and access some of this, all that isness. However, do you?
Yeah, yeah. So right now, let's just bring your consciousness to your heart right now. Just sit back in your chair. If you're driving, please pull over. So you bring your consciousness right through the heart. And if you want to put your hand there, just it makes it to where you can feel you. Close your eyes, focus your eyes towards your third eye. Nice deep sigh. Inhale through the nose one more time for the count of 8. Sending it all the way down to below your navel. Hold for the count of 8. And now, the deepest sigh that you can release and have. Now bring your consciousness from your heart up through your throat. From the throat through the third eye. All the way through the crown chakra level vortex. All the way up through the crown, through the astral planes of consciousness, the mass collective thought forms, all the way to the sun. And let's just hold your consciousness right there at the sun. And now, let's welcome in you right here, right now at the sun, from the sun. Bringing a brilliant stream of light, a brilliant stream of gold from the sun all the way down through the astral planes of consciousness, through the mass collective thought forms, all the way through in about 78 feet in diameter, all the way through, down, and around your crown chakra level vortex, through the pineal and pituitary gland, front, middle, and back, through the frontal lobe of the brain, the midbrain, and the back of the brain right now. All the way down through the throat chakra vortex, front, middle, and back, down through the shoulders, the upper arms, lower arms, into the chakra level vortexes in the palms of the hands. All the way down through your sternum, your heart, front, middle, and back, through the cervical vertebrae, the thoracic vertebrae, coming all the way down through the lumbar vertebrae and through your solar plexus, front, middle, and back, all the way through your crater chakra level vortex, all the way through the pelvic girdle, through your root chakra level vortex, down through your upper legs, your lower legs, into your feet. And now let's just bring our consciousness right back through the third eye, just letting the eyes begin to flicker, letting the brain go into the theta brain wave, which is the brain wave of pure manifestation. Letting it open up, animate, accelerate more and more right now. And now, just even repeat to yourself, I'm a money magnet. Money loves to find me. Now everything here just start to speed up, accelerate with more and more ease, benevolence, grace, and flow. Because right now, you're in a state where every system in your body can start healing, regenerating, reconnecting, becoming refilled and refueled right here, right now. And then on the exhale, then take another breath. And on the exhale, pushing your palms together, like in a praying position. On the exhale, push the palms together, the feet into the floor, allowing all of this to integrate permanently for yourself. And just how's that feeling now, sweetheart?
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah. Thank you. That was amazing.
You're amazing. This has been a blast.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. People are going to love that exercise. I can feel it. Yes. Yes. So tell us how people can find you and all that good stuff.
Well, WilliamLinville.com is the website. So WILIAMLIN as in Nancy, V as in Victoria, ILLE.com. And we have a lot of stuff coming up. We have a new 3-month course. We have our monthly events calendar and Q&As and all kinds of fun things.
Yeah, great. So
available on the website, and everything is on our website. If you want
yes, it is. And it'll be in the show notes, your website, and you have a podcast, The Relevance of Now.
Yes, yes.
which is really lovely. I've listened to some of that. So yes, check out William at williamlinville.com. Check him out. What an amazing story. Mind blown. Thank you. Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much, Ron. This has truly been an honor and a blast. So thank you so much.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. To find out more about William, go to williamlinville.com. And here are a few ways you can connect with me. You can join my Facebook group, Delicious Alignment. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave a comment or subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. This way, you'll never miss an episode. You can also follow me on Instagram at Delicious Alignment. And feel free to tell your friends about this podcast. I really appreciate that because you sharing this podcast is the number one best way to help us grow. When you share a link to this podcast, either deliciousalignment.com/podcast or the link to a specific episode, make sure to tag me, because when you do, your name will be entered into the hat to win a special prize. This month's prize is a 60-minute private coaching session with me. All the links mentioned are in the show notes as well. That is it for today, my friend. I will see you next time.